The first Friday of the month is upon us, 5th day of September 2025. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. As you can see behind me, it is smokier and hazier this morning than it was 24 hours ago. At this time, yesterday at this time, right around 7 a.m., our AQI, we're in the mid-70s, I think, which is moderate. We've blown past that. We're at 155. That is, well, that's unhealthy. It's pretty simple. We have unhealthy air. You can see behind me, the smoke and the haze is considerably thicker. It's going to keep our temperatures slightly cooler. It's still going to be very warm today. We're still going to be in the 90s. We had 94 yesterday, which was cooler than we anticipated simply because the smoke and the haze, especially in the afternoon hours when the fires are at their most active stage, kind of filtered out the direct sunlight, which kept us a little bit cooler, but it's still very warm. For September, I'm going to show you a slide here after we go through our cameras around the valley that I don't think you're going to like. We'll get to that in just a little bit, but it's going to be smoky and hazy and some pretty dirty air all day today and probably into tomorrow. That's what the Department of Ecology is saying. We're finally going to catch a break on Sunday. We start seeing some increasing clouds, considerably cooler temperatures, and some raindrops, about a 50% chance of rain coming in on Sunday, Monday night. The only way to clear out the skies, well, there's two ways. Number one is rain, which dampers down the fires. And the other thing is a little bit of wind, not too much wind, just enough wind to scour out the skies. There is some rain in the forecast, but not for a couple more days. News, yes, sports. Mariners had the day off yesterday, thank goodness. They needed to take a break. They're in Atlanta to take on an underachieving Braves team over the weekend. Of course, here we go, high school sports full swing. All the fall sports get underway. Some of them have already played a couple of games, but we're talking football, we're talking girls volleyball, we're talking girls soccer, we're talking cross country. They all have action this weekend. College football, Seahawks get going. It's going to be a busy weekend there. And it's going to be a busy weekend up in Cashmere at the fairgrounds. The Chelan County Fair started yesterday. A couple of our reporters went out there and said it was a pretty good crowd at 9:30 on Thursday morning, a half hour after they opened the gates. Karen Welch, of course, is the fairgrounds manager. We love Karen, and we'll get you up to date on what's happening in Cashmere this weekend. The fair will go on, smoke and haze or no smoke and haze. Let's take our tour before we talk about the air quality problems. And again, this is a considerably uglier than it was yesterday at this time. At least yesterday at this time, we could see like the Otobashian Bridge and some of Birch and Badger Mountain. We can't even see that today because, again, the air quality is at 155, and that puts us into the unhealthy category. The worst air right now is in Antioch, just to the north of us. They're at 169. Of course, they're a lot closer to the big fire. Camera number 2. Let's see. Okay. Whatever it is, it's pretty smoky there. We've been showing you the Black Mountain camera for a while because that's the closest camera we have to the fire, the big fire, the lower Sugarloaf fire, which is about 6,200 acres. I don't know if that's what that is, but whatever it is, it's pretty smoky and hazy there too. Camera number 3. It is what it is, folks. That's a perfect example of that. Yesterday at this time, that didn't look anything like that. That's the Bear Mountain camera up Lake Chelan Way, pointed up towards Tehican and Holden. That's pretty bad. Chelan, you are at, let me look real quick, 127 on the AQI scale for Chelan. That is unhealthy for sensitive groups. And our fourth and final camera, let's see what we can see. Yuck. I don't know. I honestly don't know. We're seeing smoke and haze. The camera, I couldn't tell you. Perhaps maybe the Lake Wenatchee camera. We've been using that one a lot lately. I honestly don't know what we're looking at. Well, that's pretty indicative. The air is not very good. So normally, if you've lived here for any period of time, and we deal with wildfires in the late summer and early fall, the air quality is at its best about this time in the morning. About 7, 8 a.m. relative humidity is at its highest, temperatures are at its coolest, fire activity is at its lowest, and then as the day progresses, the relative humidity goes down, temperatures go up, fires get more active, more smoke and pollutants get up into the air, and by the time we get to late afternoon, early evening, the air quality is at its worst. That is not the case. Take a look. This is the timeline from midnight last night till today. As you can see, we hovered right around the moderate level for most of the day yesterday, and then late afternoon we kicked up into the unhealthy for sensitive groups, and about midnight we went into the 150s and that is unhealthy. So instead of seeing the air quality improve in the overnight hours, midnight, 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m., it actually has gotten worse, not better, and that is not a very good thing to see. That icon there tells you exactly what's going on. So we've really had the air get pretty bad in the evening hours and in the overnight hours, and it remains at that state. So it's not doing what it normally does, which is get better this time of the year. So it looks like we may actually be dealing with, in the unhealthy scale, which is 151 and above, for most of the day today. In fact, it could even get worse than that. We'll keep a close eye on it. From the National Weather Service, smoky, hazy, blucky. 91 is very warm for this time of the year, 10 degrees above normal. And again, we'll keep a very close eye on the AQI index. 71 for the overnight low tonight. We'll start seeing, we're still going to see quite a bit of smoke, they say, on Saturday. Still warm. A lot of it depends on how they do fighting the local fires, but outside of that, still some smoke, but the chance of a late afternoon raindrop on Saturday, and because of the haze and the smoke, it'll be a little cooler, about 88 degrees. Chance of rain Saturday night is about 30%. Chance of rain Sunday is at 40%. Like that, much cooler, about 85. That's still above normal. And then we start talking about some much needed rain on Monday night, especially. Monday night, we're looking at a 50% chance of rain. Tuesday, 50% chance of rain. I wish it was 100. It isn't. We'll take what we can get. So we're going to have to wait a little bit until Sunday, late afternoon, Sunday evening, and then we start talking about rain, hit and miss showers for most of next week. Best chance of measurable rain is going to be Monday night and all day Tuesday. Bring it on. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, your Friday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
At Cascade Subaru Wenatchee, we believe that all pets deserve a loving home. That's why, for the Subaru Loves Pets initiative this September and October, we are providing direct funding to our local shelter, Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
So Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, we're thrilled to partner with Cascade Subaru and the ASPCA to host an adoption event here at Cascade Subaru on September 20th from 11 to 2. We'll have shelter pets here that you can come and meet, and we hope you'll consider taking one home.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
69 degrees in the Wenatchee Valley. We're at 155 on the AQI scale. That puts us into the unhealthy category. The air quality alert is still out there. The Department of Ecology says that it's probably going to stay in the unhealthy category for the day today and probably for a good deal on Saturday before we finally get some cooler temperatures and a little bit of rain come late in the weekend. It's 10 minutes after the hour. The lower Sugarloaf fire, that's the biggest fire closest to us. This is a time lapse from yesterday. Of course, it's now 5 days old. It started on Monday by a lightning strike. It's now more than 6,200 acres, and authorities say the fire is very unpredictable. As far as the evacuation warnings for residents, they're pretty much the same as they were yesterday. Along Mad River Road in the Aniat Valley, it's a level 3 Get Out Now alert. That went out on Wednesday night for homes along the upper Mad River Road west of Ardenvor. Level 2 Be Ready warning is in effect for Ardenvor proper. The entire Aniat Valley is now under a level 1 advisory, along with most of the Eagle Creek and Chumstick Valley areas outside of Leavenworth. Yesterday afternoon, a state mobilization was authorized, and that frees up other fire agencies throughout Washington state to come and give us a hand. Anybody evacuating, by the way, from the Ardenvor area is directed to shelter if needed at the Aniat Warehouse Community Church. Authorities say the fire is unpredictable because of very low humidity and winds that the fire itself creates. Evacuation levels, of course, can change quickly, so anybody nearby should stay alert and keep in contact with the Chelan County Emergency Management Facebook page. Mosquitoes that were captured at Crab Creek near Moses Lake have tested positive for West Nile. That's the mosquito-borne virus that can cause severe disease to the central nervous system. The insects were tested at an Oregon lab, and the Grant County Health District reported the results yesterday. The county joins Benton and Yakima counties as the 3 Washington counties reporting West Nile detection so far this year. Most people bitten by an infected mosquito will not get the West Nile virus. The last reported human case in Grant County was 10 years ago, but of course the health district says avoid mosquito bites whenever you can. Why take the chance? A consultant and former chiropractor will be the newest member of the East Wenatchee City Council. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, reports that Taylor Stimmel was appointed Tuesday by a vote of the council. The choice is between Stimmel and fellow applicant Kayla Hodges. The seat's been vacated since this summer. Mark Botello moved out of the area and vacated his seat. Stimmel will serve in position 1 on the council until the end of 2027. Another seat for position 3 is up for election come November. That's between Paul Harrison and Nikki Darling. They're running for that post. A structure was lost, but firefighters were able to control the spread of a wildland fire that ignited the building on Thursday in Ephrata. Kyle Foreman with the Grant County Sheriff's Office says it took 3 fire agencies to respond to the blaze in the 2000 block of Basin Street Southwest, just outside of Ephrata. The fire was reported about 12:30, closing down traffic on Basin Street for about an hour while crews got a handle on it. The precise cause of that blaze, by the way, not immediately reported. Speaking of Ephrata, you can drink the water again. It's safe for residents of Ephrata who use the city's system to use their water right from the tap. Of course, the city issued a boil order on a Tuesday. That's when a broken pipe was discovered in the water system, and that drained one of the Ephrata reservoirs into a nearby canal, and that created negative pressure in the water network, and a boil order was required by law until repairs could be made and the water samples could be tested for bacteria and pollutants. They tested it. It's good to go, and Ephrata rescinded their boil order yesterday morning. The 3 West Coast states announced Wednesday that they formed a health alliance to counteract federal interference with immunizations. And then yesterday, the state of Hawaii joined that effort. Governor Bob Ferguson joined the California Governor Gavin Newsom and Oregon's Tina Kotek to announce the formation of the West Coast Alliance to ensure public health guidelines in those states are guided by science. The Democratic-led states are critical of policies by President Trump's health secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has dismantled parts of the Centers for Disease Control that deal with vaccinations. And that's led to a call among Democrats in Congress, including 8th District Congresswoman Kim Schreier, for Kennedy to either resign from the health post or be fired. And Chelan County Fire District 5 has announced 3 finalists for the new Manson Fire Department Deputy Chief position. The position will help oversee daily operations, manage the training program, and represent the fire district at the local, state, and national level. The finalists: Manson's own Lieutenant and Training Officer Rainer Baker, South Mason Fire and Rescue Shift Captain Eric Grocknauer, and retired Division Chief Michael Williams from Alameda, California. The candidates will participate in a community meet and greet. It'll be next Thursday at the Manson North Shore Church. The individual interviews will follow on Friday, and then the finalists will be announced on September 15th. And that is the news on this Friday. One more day in the newsroom for the crew that does it so well. They'll be gathering the news, disseminating the news, and at 5 o'clock, out it comes. The news on television at 5, 6, and 10. On TV, 5, 6, and 10. Most people don't consume it that way, or I shouldn't say most, but I think about half the folks who watch this show watch it elsewhere, like on our Roku and on our Fire TV stick and on Apple TV Plus or on YouTube or on our homepage, NCWLIFE.com. That's cool. Our news will be on all of those things at 5 o'clock, of course. So you can watch it whenever you want, especially our YouTube page is very handy. We have an app, we have an X, we have an Instagram, we have a song in our heart, and we have an email, news@ncwlife.com if you've got a news tip for us. It's Friday, it's September. That means an adult portion of sports, but we're not going to check identification. It's next. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
How you doing this morning? I'm Peter Kay, and this is the Go Home Morning Run.
I moved to Wenatchee last year, no car, and Link Transit saved me the first day I was here. If I didn't have the link, I would have had to walk blocks and blocks to get to work. So I used it for sightseeing, used it to get groceries. I'm thinking, do I need a car? I don't think I do. I don't know why you wouldn't ride the bus. I'm Peter Nyblum, and Link is how I roll.
Experience the music of ABBA with Abra Cadabra, coming to the Wenatchee Valley for the first time this fall at the America Performing Arts Center, September 21st. Don't miss this family-friendly stage extravaganza, receiving rave reviews from coast to coast. For tickets and info, go to ILoveABBA.com. That's ILoveABBA.com.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Sports at 18 minutes after the hour. Mariners are in Atlanta trying to turn around what's been, well, an awful road trip. They were swept by Tampa Bay, of course. Seattle's currently 1-5 on the road trip. They take on a Braves team that is not playing pretty good. They're supposed to be good. Atlanta is 63-77. The Mariners are 73-67. Logan Gilbert gets the start. Chris Sale gets the nod for the Braves. 4:15 first pitch on Root Sports Northwest. But we did gain a half a game on the Astros thanks to my Yankees. They beat Houston 8-4 last night. Texas remains a game and a half behind the Mariners for the final wild card playoff spot. Let me tell you about the college football, your college football schedule for the weekend. The Eagles are at Boise State tonight. Good luck there. 6 o'clock on FS1. Good luck to Central Washington. They get a go on a bus, take I-90 to Missoula, and then get slaughtered by Montana. You can watch that tomorrow at 5 on ESPN+. Cougars host San Diego State in Pullman. That's at 7:15 on the CW network. And the Dogs will host UC Davis in Seattle tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on the Big Ten network. NFL season kicked off last night. I didn't watch the game because I forgot about it. Philadelphia, by the way, won. It took a long time to play that game. In the meantime, Seattle has a date with San Francisco, Lumen Field, Sunday, 1:05. The game will be broadcast on Fox. Rest of the NFC West schedule looks like this. Cardinals visit New Orleans Sunday morning at 10. That'll be on CBS. The Rams are at home in LA against the Texans at 1:25 Sunday, also on the Columbia Broadcasting System. Wenatchee is supposed to kick off the prep football season tonight against Lake City. at Liebhoff Field at the Apple Bowl. They have to come in from Coeur d'Alene. We'll play it by ear. Here's the quick little heads up. Right now, our AQI is 155, and the guidelines are 150 and above, and they're not supposed to play. We shall see. If they do, it'll be Grant Olson, Brandon Harley, and Eric Granstrom with the call tonight. Pregame show at 6:30. Eric got out to practice yesterday, visited with head coach Taylor Mitchell and quarterback Ryan Branham about matching up to Lake City.
Better condition now than we were a year ago going into that game. It is a next man up mantra, and I think in all three phases of the game, there's probably stuff we could have done better last year, and that's what typically happens when you lose, right? You look and evaluate all three phases. What could we have done differently? And I really think that we're an improved football team in all three phases. And that includes me as a head coach. I think all of our assistant coaches are in a better place now than they were a year ago. So I think that just puts our kids in a spot to, better spot to execute this year.
Talk about Lake City. You guys went there last year, didn't work out the way you wanted to. You had a bunch of cramping issues and things like that. As you prepare for them this year, what do you think?
We got to take care of our bodies the right way. Last year we had like 8 guys have to come out of the game because of cramps. We also had a lot of guys where it was our first time starting. Me, a couple receivers, a couple guys on defense, and so.
How dry was your mouth when you went out there for your first snap?
It was pretty dry. I was pretty nervous, and but I think with that season behind us, and now we have some guys where it's their first year starting, but most of our guys have had some experience, and I think we're going to take it to them this year and get that W.
Already some games played. In fact, Moses Lake got off on the right foot in Oak Harbor last night. They won non-conference game, of course, 49-6. Davis went to Spokane, the Lilac City, and they beat Rogers 28-14. The rest of the Big Nine schedule: North Creek at West Valley tonight. Again, keep in mind, a lot of this will be air quality related, and the teams do have to travel, and actually the air quality down in Yakima is worse than it is here. Anyway, it's scheduled. North Creek at West Valley. Sunnyside is supposed to host Skyline. Battleground will visit Eisenhower. Eastmont, they're going to host Bonnie Lake in its opener for the second consecutive season. Of course, it'll be at Liebhoff Field at the Apple Bowl. Eric spoke with Coach Jay Foster and linebacker Logan Schmutzler about facing Bonnie Lake in the Apple Bowl.
Well, last year they really did a nice job against us, shutting down our offense. We scored 14 points on offense, and we scored 21 on defense. Yeah. And so, obviously, I'd take it, but
depend on it.
Correct. Don't want to depend on it. So focusing on hanging on to the football. The things that we did last year to shoot ourselves in the foot. They were a physical team. They finished the season physically. So just getting prepared for that. Our stuff is so much lateral when we defend our offense, where theirs is just run downhill, knock the dog out of you, so just getting prepared for a different offense than what we've looked at all year.
Bonnie Lake, you guys played them last year. What do you take from that game last year to this year? I mean, defensively, you guys were kind of lights out.
Yeah, but we can't sleep on them like any team. I mean, we got to come in there ready to play because they're ready to play us. Obviously, they're going to hold a grudge. We just got to get there and play.
Eastmont and Bonnie Lake tomorrow at the Apple Bowl. We will be there. Again, a lot of this is going to be air quality related. We hope we'll be there anyway. 12:30 airtime, 1 o'clock kickoff. Eric and Grant on the call. College Place and Chelan both had their opponents bow out because they don't have enough players, so they said, hey, let's get together. They're scheduled to play tonight at 5 o'clock in Chelan. Cashmere kicks off their 2025 campaign at home tonight against Wapato. Keona Benton is at Royal, while Luke hosts Natchez Valley on Connell visits Zilla. In CWAC play tonight, Ephrata's on the road at Prosser. Quincy visits Sela. Othello will host Ellensburg. Grandview travels to Toppenish. There is one non-leaguer, that's East Valley against Pendleton. Well, the backyard brawl is back in OMAC tonight. I wish these two teams were still in the same league. They're not anymore. They're in different divisions. OMAC and we'll take on Okanagan. 7 o'clock. Cascade is on the road at Liberty Bell, we hope. In the Bees tonight, it's Bridgeport at Mabton. Lake Roosevelt visits Colfax. Manson will host Clay Ellum. Reardon is at Brewster. Coming up Saturday, Waterville Mansfield plays at Pomeroy at 1 o'clock. Antioch will host LaConner. Prep girls soccer, the schedule again. AQI will have a lot to do whether they travel and play the games tonight or tomorrow. Eastmont is set to host Mount Spokane tonight. at 5 o'clock. Tenano visits Chelan tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. The 1 o'clock matches, Quincy at Davis, Moses Lake hosts Post Falls, and Cascade will host Ephrata. Cashmere is home against College Place tomorrow at 2. Wenatchee is set to host Sela tomorrow night in the Apple Bowl at 7 o'clock. They'll be busy there. Some intriguing early season matchups in prep volleyball. At least we know they're going to play because they're indoors. Moses Lake will host Hermiston. Chelan visits Ellensburg. Cashmere will host College Place. Wenatchee on the road at always tough Linden. If you're missing hockey, it's back. This is the second preseason game between Wenatchee and the Tri-City Americans, Town Toyota Center, 6 o'clock tomorrow, and then they'll set to drop the puck, and then we're getting ready to play. I think the first game is like the 20th. I'm ready for that. And if you really want to have some fun tomorrow night and see a lot of destruction, like junk all over the place, go to the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. It's the Bump to Pass Boat Race Destruction. Needless to say, it's the last event of the night. You also got the Rockstar Energy B-Mods, the Plum Perfect Road Runners, the Apple Valley Pumping Crown Vic Stocks, Northwest Vintage Modifieds, the B&T Towing Youth Road Runners. 4:30 gates open. Racing starts at 6. Always go online, get your tickets in advance. It's just a good idea. WVSO.com, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. As far as outdoor sports, high school sports related, today, again, the magic number is 150. If it's 150 or above on the AQI scale, the WIA says you're not supposed to play. That's when the air is unhealthy. We are above that right now. Take a close look and bookmark our Facebook page. We will update this as the morning progresses on what games will or maybe will not be played both tonight and tomorrow. The Obscura holiday today. Today is International Day of Charity. It's the day to give away some of your hard-earned money to charitable organizations who can do better work with it than you can. J.K. Rowling used to be a billionaire from her Harry Potter books. She isn't anymore because she's giving away a lot of her money to charity. Also, the taxes in Great Britain are pretty darn high. Finland has an interesting way to doing it. All gambling in Finland is controlled by Finland. Then they take all the profits to pay for health and welfare of the residents of Finland. Not a bad idea. Paul Newman's been gone for a long time, but Newman's Own is still out there, and after taxes, they still donate 100% of all of their post-tax profits to charity. The most charitable countries in the world. Those countries that are pretty charitable. Number 5, United Kingdom. Number 4, Iceland. Number 3, the Netherlands. Number 2, Myanmar. That kind of surprised me. And the most charitable country on the planet is Indonesia. As far as the states are concerned, the most charitable states, and I'm not surprised here, they're all in the Midwest or the upper Midwest. Wyoming is number 5, Nebraska number 4, Montana number 3, the second most charitable state, Minnesota, and the most charitable state is Iowa. I'm not really surprised there. That's kind of the ethos of the Midwest. The least charitable states, those states whose residents are pretty tight with the checkbook. Number 5, Georgia. Number 4, Nevada. Number 3, California. Number 2, Alabama. Congratulations to Florida. You are the least charitable state. And where does Washington State fit into all that? We are number 22, according to the people who keep track of these things. Put a crowbar in your wallet and give to charity today because it's a holiday. It's 28 minutes after the hour. We mentioned a few days ago when the Great Fire of London broke out in 1666, 359 years ago today. The big fire, well, it ended on September 5th, 1666. What put it out? Not surprisingly, it's London. Rain, but believe it or not, we talked about this when the fire broke out a few days ago. Believe it or not, only 6 people are known to have died. Now keep in mind, there were 90,000 residents in London in 1666, and 70,000 of them lost their homes. So even though only 6 people are known to have died in the Great Fire of London, most experts agree, of course, more people died than 6 simply because some people just didn't count as far as those were concerned. 53 years ago today, Munich, Germany, a Palestinian terrorist group called Black September attacks and takes hostages of the 11 athletes representing Israel at the village at the Munich Olympic Games. 2 died in the initial attack. The other 9 Israeli athletes were killed the following day at the local airport. Plus, a West German police officer, and 5 of the terrorists. And this was 50 years ago today. I remember this. Lynette Squeaky Fromm, a disciple of Charles Manson, tries to assassinate President Gerald Ford in the state capital of California, Sacramento. It didn't work. She had a pistol that I think most of us are familiar with. The pistol had an ammunition magazine, had a clip stored in the pistol's grip, but the gun that she used did not include a round in the gun's chamber. Fromm was not aware that she needed to pull back the gun slide to insert a cartridge into the pistol's chamber. She didn't do that. Ford survived. Squeaky Fromm went to prison for 34 years. Birthdays. One heavenly birthday. Bob Newhart. Always cracked me. I loved watching the Bob Newhart show in my younger days. It's still funny. I think it's like on Amazon Prime or whatever. And the other Newhart shows. The very funny Bob Newhart. Born this day in 1929. We lost Bob in July of last year. But hey, we got reruns. And Farouk Bloussera. Farouk Bloussera. You know him as Freddie Mercury. If you're born with the name Farouk Bloussera, you change your name Freddie Mercury, who wrote 10 of the 17 songs on Queen's Greatest Hits album. A great singer. We lost Freddie Mercury to AIDS in 1991 at the age of 45. He was born in this state in 1946. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. The Chelan County Fair is in day number 2. Get up and enjoy the fair. Karen Welch, the fairgrounds manager, she and I had a great conversation. Coming up, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The Wenatchee River Salmon Festival returns this year to the Rocky Reach Park and Discovery Center September 18th through the 20th. Visitors can learn about conservation and stewardship and participate in a variety of activities, including the Salmon Maze and the Native American Village presented by the Chelan PUD. This year's theme is Currents of Connection, and as always, admission is free. The Wenatchee Valley Business World presents the annual 30 Under 35 Award Ceremony brought to you by the Chelan County PUD. Get ready to celebrate the achievements of up-and-coming business and nonprofit professionals on Thursday, October 8th at the Wenatchee Convention Center. Purchase your tickets today and help shine a spotlight on the rising stars who are shaping the future of our region.
This is Phyllis. At 92 years young, her typical day starts out on the course.
Last year, I golfed over 300 days. In 2002, when I got my first hole-in-one, Abby's gave me a free pizza. Over 20 years later, I'm still golfing and I'm still eating their pizza. I just think Abby's is legendary.
Abby's, legendary pizza for legendary people.
At Cascade Subaru Wenatchee, we believe that all pets deserve a loving home. That's why, for the Subaru Loves Pets initiative this September and October, we are providing direct funding to our local shelter, Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
So Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, we're thrilled to partner with Cascade Subaru and the ASPCA to host an adoption event here at Cascade Subaru on September 20th from 11 to 2. We'll have shelter pets here that you can come and meet, and we hope you'll consider taking one home.
Hi, I'm Coralie with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager, and today I have with me Mabel. Mabel is, we think, 3 years old. She is a pitty mix, and she is just a beautiful girl. We've had Mabel for a few weeks now. She actually came to us as a stray, and then she was adopted out, and they brought her back because she didn't get along with their dog in the home. So I'm glad they brought her back to us, because sometimes we don't know this. We don't know if they get along with other animals in the home or whatever, but now we know. So Mabel her ideal home would be one without another dog. She would be much happier like that. Yes. We don't know about cats because they didn't have one, but probably not. But she's a lot of girl. Yes, she's be perfect as your one and only. Yes, she's got a big sweet head. Mabel is part of our Heroic Hound program, and you'd never know it from this big happy face, but she can get scared of things pretty easily. Yes, so we think she would be great with just a quiet home with a couple of adults, just really relaxed. Yes. And she can be, once she gets to know you, she can be the biggest snuggler, like an absolute couch dog. Yeah, we do a little office foster with her here in our admin area, and she just sleeps and snores a little bit, and she loves to roam around and say hi to all of us. It's really cute, and she loves her stuffies when she lays down in her bed. She's such a good girl. Yeah. And she loves going for walks. Yes, she does. And just being around us. Yeah. Mabel's also very food oriented. She loves her snacks and will do anything you want her to do for some treats. Yeah, she's very good at sit. And I really think that she could learn a lot of other stuff with the right incentive. So if you'd like to come and meet our Mabel, we are open Thursday through Tuesday from 12:30 to 6, or you can make an appointment online for Wednesday, and we would love to introduce you.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Oh God, I'm covered in drool. Okay.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, a young couple I know got married. The husband didn't like carrots, and he jokingly told his new bride that he was allergic to carrots. Well, his new wife thought this was ridiculous, and she made her hubby some carrot cake, not telling him what was in it until after he ate it, and he failed to die from anaphylactic shock or any allergic reaction. Well, so then rather smugly she said, "I knew you weren't allergic to carrots." Well, my question is this. Why did this gal need to prove her hubby wrong? What would have been the matter of just accepting that he didn't like carrots and that she didn't need to prove he wasn't allergic to them? You hear what I'm saying? Now, sometimes husbands and wives just need to recognize some statements as humorous or ironic and not feel the need to prove the other wrong. Not that Rosie would ever do anything like that with me. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. The Chelan County Fair returns September 4th through the 7th at the Fairgrounds in Cashmere. Thursday is Senior Day. Folks 62 and older get in for free until 4 p.m. On Thursday night, it's the Boy Band Review taking the stage. Friday, it's multi-platinum country artist Matt Stell with special guest Jessica Lee. And Saturday and Sunday, it's the PRCA Rodeo. All of these attractions are free with your ticket to the fair. Foothills Magazine invites you to Eastern Washington's premier food and wine event, the Wenatchee Wine and Food Festival, Saturday, November 8th. Celebrate the region's best wines, savor delicious bites from top local chefs, and enjoy craft beer, cider, live entertainment, and more. All guests receive a keepsake wine glass, and our exclusive VIP experience offers even more to sip and savor. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at WenatcheeWineandFood.com.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
Fair season rolls right along here in North Central Washington. The Grant County Fair always does the festivities in mid-August, followed by the NCW Fair in Waterville. Labor Day weekend is the Ellensburg Roundup, and then everybody gathers right here at the Chelan County Fairgrounds for the Chelan County Fair. It's earlier than this year. It's always the weekend after Labor Day, but since Labor Day is early this year, the fair is a little bit earlier this year. She's a fairgrounds manager. She's a jack of all trades. She's a friend of our show. Karen Welch is back for the... How many times have you done this?
This is my 14th season.
14th season, probably the 7th or 8th time you've done the program. You're gearing up for, it's going to be an exciting weekend, top flight talent. You guys are jammed and ready to go. You always are, though.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We always are ready for company and expect everybody to come out and have a great time. There's so much to do at Chelan County Fair, always.
It is, and it's a beautiful campus, too. Just as all, you know, nothing wrong against Waterville or the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake is beautiful, but it's too big for me. But
I tell people I think we have the best view of any fairgrounds in Washington State. You just cannot look up there into the mountains and not go. That is drop dead gorgeous.
Amen to that. You brought in a big guy. Matt Stell is headlining Friday night. This is a coup for you guys. Talk about this.
Well, he's coming Friday night, and before him, Jesse Lee. Oftentimes we have our headliner. We don't have a performer ahead of time, but Jesse Lee's out of the Oregon area. Seen her a number of times, just super high energy. She'll then transfer to the beer garden after Matt's concert. And so we're kind of excited. We're going to give people bigger bang for their buck. Like we tell people, you pay your admission in the gate, and then that concert's free. So we're excited, hoping weather is great, so a lot of people come out and get a chance to see his show. I don't think we've had anybody come and perform at this fair that hasn't enjoyed the venue and put on a great concert for us. Joe Diffie, we had Joe Diffie. He was one of our last concerts that he ever did, unfortunately, before he passed away.
You can't book somebody who's not touring, and it all fell into place for getting Matt Stell here, because this is one of the bigger artists you brought in for a while.
It is. He's a younger artist, and yeah, routing's always hard because we're up here in the corner of the United States on the way to like Hawaii, Alaska. Yeah, probably not. So we're kind of a dead end. They got to figure out how to route out to us, and then where are they going to go from there? So it's not as easy as people think to get an artist to want to come out to the Pacific Northwest, and I don't know why not, because a lot of them we've gotten have not been out here, and they go, wow, this is great.
The first thing they notice is what you already noticed, the beauty
Yep.
of the area, surrounded by the mountains, and of course the entire fairgrounds complex, with the exception of the rodeo grounds, is grass, and so you don't have dust and dirt and all that stuff that gets kicked up.
35 acres of lawn to mow, yep.
And she's mowed every damn bit of it.
Every inch.
I can tell you. This year's theme is Mad About the Fair. You guys get together, kick around some ideas, find out whatever it is you want to do.
We do. The Fair Board does that, and oftentimes they open it up as a contest, and then they pick a winner, and that's the theme they go with, and try to decorate towards that. And all of our buildings and advertising, has it in it. So.
Karen has a little help. By a little, I mean a lot, because if you don't have volunteers, this sucker just doesn't happen.
You don't put on a fair.
You don't put on a fair. This year's Volunteer of the Year, volunteers, two of them, Jason Williams and Tim Germain, well-deserved honors for those two.
Yes, because they happen to be partners of Fair Board members, so they have put in a lot of years here, helped with everything from taking our royalty down parade routes to fixing things on the fairgrounds, putting up the fishing pond, getting on a tractor, moving this, moving that. So yeah, they've done a lot of physical work and just have been there for years and years and have never, you know, had anybody really give them the pat on the back that they deserve. So,
But they're probably uncomfortable with it.
no, you know, most of our volunteers of the year are, because they do it because of a love of the fair, you know, not for the notoriety. But, you know, you want to bring them to the forefront and say, yeah, we really have appreciated, we really have seen what you've done over the years, and thank you, thank you. Yeah.
One particular woman is kind of a legend around here, friend of yours. We lost Cindy a little while ago.
Cindy Fowler, yeah.
Back in July, the commissioners voted unanimously to rename the arena after Cindy. Talk about that if you don't mind.
Yeah, there'll be a ceremony for both rodeos just before the rodeo, where we will, you know, basically unveil the fact that we have signage and have named it after Cindy. She's done so much with the Tillicum Riders here, Wasset with the high school, been on the fair board for years. Even before the fair board, she's attended fair board meetings as a representative of Tillicum, has just been really involved a lot with equestrian, with youth, and it's just a well-deserving honor.
Yeah, good for her. It's going to be emotional too.
Oh, very. You're going to get me started.
Yeah, you'll be just fine. You'll hold out. We mentioned this before. I'm going to mention this again. You pay your admission, you come into the fair. We'll talk about the prices and all that stuff in just a little bit. And then everything is all inclusive. So you don't have to buy an extra ticket to see Matt Stell. A lot of fairs will do that. If they bring in a big time artist, you have to buy a second ticket
Not with
to
us.
get in. Not with you guys, not with the PRCA rodeo, both Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. You buy your ticket, you can go to the rodeo.
You know, we're not really a rodeo community, but something that I'd like the community to know is both our rodeos are not the same. There'll be mutton busting on Sunday that there isn't on Saturday, but last year on Sunday afternoon, we had 3 of the top 10 cowboys in the nation. And they come here to get points as they're headed to Pendleton, as they're headed to the Nationals. So, like I said, we're not a rodeo community where people, you know, realize some of the top-notch cowboys that come to Little Cashmere to ride broncs or bulls or rope calves or whatever their specialty is. So it's like, you know, come out and check it out, and you might be surprised that, you know, we've just had a superstar in our arena.
Yep, it takes a lot of guts to do that too. The prices, have you not raised your prices?
No.
Why is it so affordable?
Well, we have great sponsors. I mean, and the list is, you know, longer than both arms. And so I don't want to go through the list because then I would forget somebody and I don't want to offend anyone. But if they're listening, we really, really, truly want to thank you. It's how we're able to do this, how you help us do this as a really big event for the community. You know, to be able to come to your fair, if you're a senior, $8, if you're an adult, $12, and then for a day take in what we have to offer. And then if you're willing to bring something to the fair as an exhibitor, like I always tell people, you know, bake some cookies, a pie, a cake, bring a zucchini, some tomatoes. You got a collection, or, you know, you do art. We have a lot of different categories. Your ticket for an adult is $15 for the entire fair. Yeah. And then you're going to get 2 concerts, you're going to get 2 rodeos, and you're going to get all of our main stage acts, which we have some fun stuff coming. You know, Reptile Guys coming. We got Whiskey Trail will be here. That's really a very favorite local. Yep. We got the Fiddlin' Brothers, super high energy, 2 little kids just bouncing off the walls. I think their parents gave them a fiddle, just didn't know what to do with them. And they're really, we've met them. They're really, really sweet. So they're just, if there's not something going on with the youth, with their exhibits and showing that type of thing, then definitely there's something on our main stage almost every hour on the hour here.
And there's just wandering around too. The gates open at 9 o'clock each and every day, right through Sunday. Same deal with the barns. So if you want to get an early start to avoid the heat, get here at 9 when the gates open. You go right to the barns and check out the
it's
animals.
Air conditioned in the main pavilion, with the majority of our animals are in the pavilion, and we have it air conditioned. I got to tell you something.
What?
Because you liked this one year, and we just haven't had it for a while.
What is it?
We've gotten 2 phone calls. I'm not making promises, so don't anybody hold my feet to the fire. But we're supposed to have 2 giant pumpkins coming.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm liking that. Where can
And,
I find
yeah,
those at?
Those will be in the Boswell buildings.
Are
with
they
the
going to be in competition?
Yeah, yes, of course.
Ooh, I
Yeah,
like
we'll have
that.
to get the forklift out. And then there's the rumor. Now you want the rumor?
I'm ready.
The rumor is a camel.
A camel.
A camel.
A real life camel.
A real life camel. So I hope that materializes. I'm putting it out there to everybody. That's a rumor right now.
Well, I guess
Anyway.
there's one way to find out.
Yeah, you got to come to the
Show
fair.
up to the- show up-
I'll have to venture out of the office and find out if we really have a camel on the property or not at fair.
There is, of course, with the fair, there is royalty. Georgia's been doing a wonderful job representing your fair as the rodeo ambassador. She got the gig a little over a year ago. She's out there promoting the fair, making public appearances.
She's the rodeo queen, and then Maggie is our
the
ambassador.
Right.
I think we keep Georgia running a whole lot more because I think she's gone to just about every rodeo from here to the Canadian border. Yeah, it's doing a great job of promoting the fact, that we have a PRCA rodeo now, and then plugging the fair, the dates September 4th through the 7th. So yeah, it's exciting. That was another thing Cindy had started. She always wanted a rodeo queen program, and we're into our second year of it. So we're just fledglings with that, but so far so good. Hopefully that she's having a fun time too. We're lucky to have her. But
Well, I tell you what, we're going to take a little break and then we'll put Georgia in the hot seat. Fair enough?
Sounds great.
All right.
Oh, don't forget, Entry Day Wednesday, September 3rd.
Okay.
Bring your stuff to the Chelan County Fair.
There you go. It's back again for the 129th year. Give or take a couple. I'm really bad with math. Georgia Davenport will join me when we come back. Welcome back to the program. Georgia Davenport is making her second appearance. She is the Chelan County Rodeo Queen for the Chelan County Fair. Does it well. You're out there as the ambassador for the fair, traveling all over the Pacific Northwest. You've done, I guess, as Karen already mentioned, most of the fairs. You were in Moses Lake, you were in Waterville, is that correct?
Yes. I was in Moses Lake, Waterville, Omak. Where else have I been?
Pretty much every weekend from late July right through Labor Day. You're going to be in Ellensburg for the big roundup there. And then, of course, here all 4 days for the Chelan County Fair. How's your horse doing? You and I talked last time about the relationship that you have with your horse, which is so critical.
He is absolutely loving it. I actually got him out the other day and we were going to a rodeo and he practically jumped in the trailer. Like, he knew where we were going and he was so excited to go to another rodeo. So he's loving it.
Because before you were a little concerned about how he would handle the crowds and things like that, but he's an older horse and he's gotten used to it now. And he he's almost a prima donna at this point.
He is a prima donna. He's such a good boy. He loves all the attention on him. We run around in our hot lap. And then all the queens stand in the middle after grand entry, and he stands there perfectly, and he listens to me. He's a good boy.
Your job as the rodeo queen is the ambassador, going from fair to fair to fair to get people to come here to Kashmir the weekend after Labor Day. What exactly does that entail? When you're down in Ellensburg or when you're in Moses Lake or up at the Omak Stampede, what is your job? What are you supposed to do?
Like as a queen?
Yeah, or just as an ambassador, do you just ride around and say, come to our fair?
Yeah, so at every rodeo during grand entry, all the queens get announced. They say their name and their rodeo and usually the dates if their rodeo hasn't passed already. And usually when they're announcing the dates, they'll ask the audience to join them at their rodeo. So every rodeo is just like a big promotion for our rodeo and fair. And when I'm there, that's a big publicity thing. So I try to get people to come to our fair and rodeo at every single event I go to.
Do you feel a little pressure? Because you're representing the fair. I mean, you're representing the Chelan County. You are more than anybody the face of the fair.
Yeah.
So is no pressure at all? No.
Not really, not to me. I think it's because I know people around here. I think if I had a different title, say Moses Lake or something, I don't know that community, but I think since I know the community here, there's not much pressure there.
Have you grown a lot as a person since you got this job? Because you have to be a people person or you're just not going to be able to do it.
Most definitely, I have grown as a person. I am a people person in the first place, but it's definitely taught me how to talk to people more and actually carry a decent conversation with them and hold the conversation with them, not just kind of some small talk. but I've definitely grown as a person.
You graduated from Wenatchee High School last June. You stayed here in town. You're working this summer. What's next for Georgia after all of your Chelan County Rodeo Queen duties are done? Now what?
I am going to welding school in Austin, Texas in January for 9 months.
So you're going to get into the trade right away?
Yeah.
Is it something you wanted to do, or you just want to get a career and start learning a skill and earning some money and feeding a horse?
This is actually something I've been wanting to do since I was about a sophomore in high school, and I didn't know really what I wanted to do, and then my senior year we had a representative of the school that I'm going to, which is Universal Technical Institute. He came and gave us his spiel, and I was a little extra interested this year. I've heard his spiel for the last 4 years, but I paid extra close attention this year, and I signed up and had a Zoom meeting with him, and by the end of the Zoom meeting I was signed up to go to school.
Are you going to be able to make it down to Dallas for the big Texas State Fair in October? That's huge, you know.
No, I won't, unfortunately, but I'm hoping when I'm down in Texas I can find some rodeos to go to, because they have rodeos all year round. So.
Are you going to be able to take your horse with you down to Texas?
No, unfortunately not, which is really sad, and I can't bring my dog either. It's gonna be hard.
Well, good for you, and I'm glad you have a focused career path ahead of you. What is left? That's the long-term plans. You got the fair coming up this weekend, and then what? And I mean, is that about you're done with your duties? At what point do you no longer have to worry about representing the fair as the rodeo queen, and you can just go on and being Georgia?
Well, I think since I have the crown and I live in Wenatchee, I'll always be representing the Chelan County Fair, because everyone will always see me as that, especially here. But my official queen duties are up once the next queen is crowned on October 5th.
Let's finish with that then, because we're running short of time. Advice from Georgia Davenport in case you're interested in becoming the Chelan County Rodeo Queen. One piece of advice: you got to be pretty good on a horse. That's really probably the biggest piece of advice. What piece of advice would you give to potential candidates to take your crown come October, outside of the ability from an equestrian standpoint? Give me the other skills that one needs. Sell your job to the next contestant.
You definitely have to be a people person and be outgoing, because that's a big part of representing, is talking to people and making friends with the other queens so they come to our rodeo as well. And honestly, if you're thinking about trying out, just do it, because I didn't think that I wanted to be a rodeo queen, and then this opportunity came along and I've had the best time.
The Chelan County Fair, Thursday through Sunday at the Chelan County Fair. You're going to be everywhere, right?
I'll be everywhere this
Everywhere
weekend.
all weekend
Next
long.
weekend.
And she'll be, you can't miss Georgia. She looks just like that. So I like that, Miss Georgia. Maybe you should run for Miss America next time.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Have a great fair, okay?
Thank you.
It's
I'll
good
see
to
you there.
again. Absolutely. I'm not
Perfect.
going to miss it. You kidding me? I'm here every year. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back. And we are right back. Let's go right to the latest slide from the Washington State Department of Ecology, the AQI index. We talked about this at the start of the show. Normally, this is the time of the day when the air quality, when we have wildfires this time of the year, is at its best. It is not. It got progressively worse throughout the course of the day on Thursday. By Thursday afternoon, it went to unhealthy for sensitive groups. By midnight, it climbed into the unhealthy range, that's red, and it has gotten gradually worse, not better. We are right now at 157 on the AQI scale. Quick reminder, the WIAA, the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association, they use the State Department of Ecology's guidelines for outdoor high school sports and practices, and if it's at 150 or above, they don't do it. So keep a close eye on our Facebook page. We'll let you know if any basketball, if any football or soccer games are postponed, moved, or canceled. There's your forecast. Hazy, 91, still hot, still warm on Saturday, and it doesn't look like, according to the smoke blog I read about 10 minutes ago, that the air quality may actually get worse and not better throughout the course of the day today and right on into Saturday. So breathe safely, my friends. Hopefully we'll see you at the football game tonight. If not, we'll see you on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.